Hi, this is Ike from Groovy Entertainment. Today's video is talking about my PlayStation 2 collection. Now, this is the PlayStation 2 system I had since 2002 or 2003. This thing is over 20 years old. And the only thing bad about the system now is that the system doesn't work right now. It doesn't turn on, so I can't play it. And it did work in 2023, but Monday this thing didn't want to work for me. But I will try to get it fixed if I can. In our Mocha Chos, now this is the original Mocha Cho. Wait, is this the original one? No, this is a remix. This is a let's see. Okay, this is a GameStop Mocha Show. It looks like okay, I don't like the original one at all. You got three extra buttons. So hit the GameStop Mocha Show that I got years ago. It's easy to put everything back the way it was in the video so you can see how neat I am. Okay, that's the GameStop Mocha Show. Now I don't want to go back together again. And this is the Maximo. Okay, this is the Maximo Mocha Show. You can see it's different than the GameStop Mocha Show. I'm not gonna put this take this one apart, and you can see it is different, a lot different. Then this is this is this is just a fancy orange Mocha Show. And then this is the original one that it came with the machine. So this thing is over 20 years old, and it's kind of dirty looking. Now let's look at the game. Now I used to have a PlayStation 1 way back before I had a PlayStation 2. And I bought me a PlayStation 2 to so I could have play all the new games. And my phone always rang at the weirdest point. That's it. There we go. So I got my PlayStation 1 collection still because it can play in the PlayStation 2. So let's do my PlayStation 1 collection first, and then we'll do my PlayStation 2 collection second. The two in one. Now this is Soul Blade. This is a fighting game from 1996. And here what the thing looks like. Let's see if we got any pictures I can show you guys. No, it's not a picture. All word on top of word. Oh, that right picture, but it shows what the character look like. I wish I could show you video game pictures. That's what I was looking for. But they're mostly it's showing you how to play the game, and that ain't caring about the pictures of the game. And here is some video game pictures if you can see it. So there's my first one. Now we got Konami Arcade Collection. Now this is from the arcade machine that you would play if you would play in an arcade back in the 80s. Here's some picture in the back, just in case there's no pictures in the booklet. Now all my games for the PlayStation 1 and the PlayStation 2 mostly all got the original booklets. Yeah, here's some pictures. It's kind of black pictures, but now some of these games I can't say because these are Japanese games. Now, the game I just showed you was from 1985. I think all these games are from 1985 to 1983. Like here's two games. Yeah, it's not good pictures, but so like I said, I like old video games. So to get old video games, let's get them when they get released. This is Napco Museum Volume 1. And you get your Pac-Man, your Raleigh X, your pole position, your Galaga. Trying to read backwards. There's some pictures. Let's see if there are any pictures inside the booklet. No, no. They don't want to show you. Here's one picture. That's not even a good picture. They're mostly showing you how to play the game more than anything else. And that's not a good picture. And they don't really give me any good pictures. Maybe when these kids start having these games, they didn't really care about showing the pictures. Now, this one came out in 1995. The last one I showed you came out in 19. No year on this one. That's weird. If you wanted to, you can copy this game because there's no copyrights for it. Yeah, I don't see any copyright. That's a strange one. Here's Found 2 of Natco Museum 2, where you get Super Pac-Man, Mappy, and some other games. Now, I'm guessing it's the same way in the booklet, so I'm not going to open this either. Because, let's see. It's a different cover. Now, I can't get the cover out. These things are so antique and old. There we go. I didn't think I was talking. No. And the same way. No pictures. I gotta get this back in here. It's gonna be fun. There we go. I know I'm not taking this book out ever again. It's gonna stay in this thing forever. I probably should have left the book in there if I knew what the book was gonna look like. But I thought it was gonna change. There we go. Yeah, this book's gonna stay in there forever. I'm not taking that book out ever again. Here's Volume 3 of Nat Code Museum. You get your Miss Pac-Man, your Pole Patrol 2, your Dig Dug. Yeah, you get a lot of games. Now, here's 4. They made a handful of these things. I only got the 4 of them. I think they made 4 or 5 of these things. Here's Natco Museum Volume 4. Here you get Pac-Man Land. Oh, Pac-Land. You get, boy, what? These things are too small for my little eyes. Let's see when they came out. They came out in 1996. This came out in 1996. I think they all came out in 1996. And I read this one. They all came out in 1996. That's good. Let's see if we got any more. Here's the Atari collection, 25th anniversary. And this came out in 2001. And it's got all the classics. Let's see if it's got any pictures. Oh, I got some pictures. It's in black and white, so it might be kind of hard to see it. And this is my favorite game of the PlayStation. Because as you know, I got a Row Atari, but I don't got most of the games in it. So this makes me be able to play a lot of the Atari games I don't have in my Atari collection. And yeah, that came out 2021 or 2001. It's in chess. Now, I'm not really a chess game player, but when I was little, I used to have a chess game for my Candy 1000. And I like that game a lot. So when I saw it for the PlayStation, I had to get it. This is from 2001. Like I said, I don't know how to play chess, but I just play just to be playing it. Now here in Tekken 2, yeah, this is a fighting game. Did I show you any back of the puzzle? There we go. And here's some pictures, in case there's no pictures in the covers. Now I got all the Tekken games, all five of them, and yeah, it's no pictures, but the words. And I don't think you want to see a bunch of words. I think because the fighting games are you put the read, hit the button the way they tell you to do special moves, that they don't care about pictures. This came out in 1996. Kind of funny that the PlayStation been around for 19 years. No, 29 years. That's kind of funny. And this is Tekken 3. Here's some fight and some pictures. This came out in 1998. Here is the King of Fighter 1999. Now I got this from GameStop at the time, a long time ago. When GameStop used to sell retro video games. They don't sell retro video games anymore. Everything has to be brand new. Here's Marvel Superheroes. Now, when did this game come out? This one came out in 19. It came out in 2000. And this came out, boy, 1997. Here's some pictures. Like I said, some of these fighting games don't got any real pictures. No, just a bunch of words. I'm thinking I got words in it too. So I'm not going to show you any of the covers, any of the pictures. I think this is a bunch of words. It's not fun showing words on the screen. Yeah. Now we got another fighting game. You're gonna see my whole collection mostly fighting games in arcade stuff. This is Capcom versus SNK Pro from 2002. Here's some pictures, the only pictures. So that's my PlayStation collection. Now we're gonna go to PlayStation 2. Let's show you what the game came with when you got a new PlayStation. Now, back in the days, they would give you free video games. Okay, this is from PlayStation 2. You got a whole bunch of free games when you bought your first PlayStation 2. Now, I have no clue what's on any of these games, so I can't tell you what the games are. And I never played them. They just came free. Here is another one. This is a holiday demo from 2004. So you get to play the new game that was coming out in 2004. Okay, here's the game. It's like a game genie for the PlayStation, the Game Shark. Here's the booklet. Let's see what the booklet looks like. And a bunch of words. But I bought this so I could play my PlayStation games even better because I would beat my video games. So I just bought it so I could try different things out and make the game be even better. Here's another. Okay, this is for the PlayStation. When I bought my PlayStation 1, they gave me free games also. Now, I didn't belong to any club or nothing. Just what they gave you. And here's some pictures on the back. Because originally this came in paper, like they do with the DVDs nowadays. So I had to make it safer. Now, if any of you had a PlayStation back in the days, and you had these free things, leave in the comments. Our PlayStation 2. This is PlayStation 1. This is what my PlayStation 1 looked like when I first bought it. And then I traded it in for a lot of games. And I was going to buy the PlayStation 5 until they said they don't play any old games. So I couldn't buy the PlayStation 5 system. Now, here's some PlayStation 2. Sonic the Hedgehog collection. It comes with these 5 games, or these 3, 7 games. Now, we all know what Sonic the Hedgehog looked like. And I think the booklet don't really show anything. But here's a complete collection. I don't have memory cards because I'm not even too good at video games to want to buy a memory card to save it and play it again. I would beat the game, and if I didn't beat the game, I just restart the game over again when I wanted to play it again. And these are a bunch of words and very, very small little pictures that you won't be able to see on the webcam. And I don't want to hear people saying, "Why are the pictures so small? Can you make the picture bigger?" This is NapCon Museum 50th anniversary. So mostly this is the NapCon with all the stuff I showed you for the PlayStation, and it gave you a handful more video games. There's some pictures, and I have a very, very good feeling you ain't gonna see no pictures inside this booklet. Look how nice the booklet look like. And this is mostly for reading. I don't think maybe they too got some pictures. They're in color. I know it's kind of hard to see because the picture is small. Yeah, they're super small on these pictures. And our next one is SNK Atari SNK Classic Round 1. Now they would never know Volume 2. They here ran out of money, so they couldn't make Volume 2. But this is the first one. Here's some pictures. Now this thing comes with a lot of fighting games and a lot of shooting games, but more fighting than anything. And I like fighting games, and you're gonna see inside the PlayStation 2 collection. Here's some more. Capcom Classic Collection. This is the first one, where you get your Street Fighter 2, your Ghost and Goblin, your Bionic Commando, and 1942, my favorite game. Look at that picture. And I'm gonna have the same feeling about this booklet also. So I'm not gonna show you any booklets because I don't think there are any pictures in here to show you guys. Yeah. So here's this one. It's on the table, so I have room on my lap. This is Capcom Collection Volume 2. Now they made a Volume 3, but it's for another system that I can't play. So now this one, I think you got your. Let's see. Will they tell me what's on this one? Okay, you get 1941. You get same Captain Commando on this one too. King of the Round, King of the Dragons, Street Fighter 2. Now, if you remember King of the Round, I had that for PlayStation. I had that for my Sega Genesis. This is the arcade version. So I got two versions, the video game version and the arcade version. Here's what this thing looks like. And maybe I should tell you some of the years of these games too before I go too far. Like this one came out in 2006. This one came out in 2000. Boy, no year on this one, surprisingly. Nope, no year on this one. This one came out in 2005. This one came out in 2004. And this one came out in 2005. So a lot of these things came out in 2005, kind of at the end of the PlayStation 2 Sega collection, with all the Sega games you could think of. Looks like this. Not all the Sega games, because I know they don't got Sonic the Hedgehog on this one, or any of the real Sega games, but you get most of them. You get some Sega Master System on here too. Like you get Space Harrier, Outrun, Golden Axe, Columns, Fantasy Zone. Yeah, yeah, it's a handful. Like I said, there's no picture of these things. This is 2004. This is the television live, or the television lives. Now, I never had a television growing up, but I remember seeing these things in the 80s all the time. And I remember going to some friend house or somewhere that had a television. That was hard to play because I was used to playing the Atari 2600 system. But this thing had better pictures. And this came out in 2003. Now, this thing is an easy game to play. It's a little hard too because they went too far and copied the controllers when they should have just left it normal like. This is Activision. All the games that they made to a point. And this is from you get your favorite Atari 2600 games. This is real fun. They got all the music from the 80s, all the games you can think of. Okay, you get your Pitfall, your boxing, your 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 chopper game where you're the helicopter trying to shoot down things. You get every kind of game in here. Hockey. When this came out 2002. I wonder if I showed you any of the let's see. Well, I know I didn't show you this one. Yeah. I showed you all the other ones. And this is Taito Legend. Another video game. I think this has arcade stuff in it too, a bunch of arcades. And this came out in 2005. And you get your Space Invaders, your Jungle Hunt, your Bubble Bobble. You get your Elevation Action, and a whole bunch of other games. And here's some inside of this thing. Like I said, I bought these when they was used. As you see, 1999 for this game. I don't think I bought any new games for my PlayStation 2. Everything was used, so I bought them cheap. Let's move these over to this side. That's a Taito Legend 2 from 2006. Here's some games. Here's the booklet and everything. I don't know when the PlayStation 2 ended, but I think this was at the end of the cycle. Atari collection for the PlayStation 2. And it's going to be even more Atari games, 85 games. So 85 plus what they gave you in there. I had almost the whole collection. And the funny part about this, I got our Atari collection on my Nintendo DS. Here's some. Here's what the picture looked like, a booklet and game. And this came out in 2004. Here's Street Fighter collection. And most of this come with your basic Street Fighter games. And this came out in 2004. I don't think any of my collectors ain't gonna have a booklet. Hit Midway Atari Treasures. This is the first one. There's some pictures. Oh, okay, here ain't no pictures. What if that picture inside the booklet? They got some picture. It's very tiny. If you can see these pictures, you're good. And they're black and white. Let's see if I can name some off. We got Gauntlet, Defenders, Joss, Spy Hunter, Rampage, Marvel Madness. I think Smash TV's on here too. And this came out in 2003. Here's the Ultimate Board Game Collection. You get 20 classics. I saw this real cheap a long time ago on at the I think it was GameStop or something like that. Now most of my PlayStation 1 games came from FuncoLand back in the days. This came out in 2006. And you get some fancy, you get some board game like checkers, dominoes, chess, backgammon. I know it's hard to see with my webcam and the sunlight shining on the back of it. You get Final Fantasy Found One. This is a fighting game that got all four Final Fantasy. We got all fantasy games on here, all four of them that used to be at the arcade machines. This came out has a big old sticker on the back of it. Maybe it's on the CD itself. This came out in 2000. No year on this thing, but it had to come out in the 2005 or 2004. They took a big old sticker on the thing, so I can't tell you when it came out. But this had to come out in the mid 2000. I know what we can do. Think go like this. Hey, this works. I lost the cover too. Oh, this Ray ain't got no year. It seemed like the anything with SNK to it, they didn't have no year to their stuff. So I hid the booklet that if you saw it in the camera, you saw it fall out. They had the thing upside down. Here is King of the Fighter CX. King of the Fighter 11. And it's the same game, just got more fighters in it. And the SNK, so there ain't gonna be no year on this. starting to figure out that this company didn't copyright their stuff. Here is Midway Arcade Cheddar Volume 2. This got your Mortal Kombat 2, Mortal Kombat 3, Gauntlet 2, Spy Hunter 2, Pit Fighters, Primal Rage. Yeah, you got all your good games in this one. This one got all the violent games. That's why I had the M to it. And man, okay, let's try it this way then. It took a big sticker on it, and I can't read through a big old sticker. I can read it now. This came out in 2004. Now we just got a handful more games to show you, and we'll be done with the PlayStation. Okay, we got Soul Calibur 2. This is a fighting game. It's 3D fighting game. Now, this 3D games are easier to proceed. They're not super hard 3D games. This came out in 2003, and I ain't got no booklet for this one. But you get the demo of whatever the demo is, and you get the game. Now, because I bought these things used, I didn't get a game with this one. But I don't care. So, Calibur 3. Now, the first one I showed you, Soul Blade, that's the first game with this thing. Here's some pictures. This came out in 2005. Did this got a booklet? Hey, this got a booklet. Now, I don't know what this thing is, but it's a demo game. For what it is, I don't know what's on it. Here, Tekken 4. This came out in 2001. Here's some pictures. And I think this came with a book. Hey, yep. I never know what comes with booklet and what don't. Here, Tekken Tag Tournament. I got all the Tekken games except the first Tekken game. I tried to go back to get the first one, and whew, they want like $75 to $200 for an old 30-year-old game. I can't see myself paying that much money for it. Now, in this book, probably the first book I get to show you, they got some people pictures of the characters. There's no video game pictures, but it shows you what the people look like. If you wanted to play the characters and all the moves it makes. And this came out in 2000. Well, okay, it came out in 1999. Surprisingly. Here's Samurai Showdown Collection. Now, I used to play this game a lot on the Sega Genesis and at the arcade at Chuck E. Cheese. And this thing came out, or the SNK, never mind. Did it come with a booklet? Hey, yeah, it came with a booklet too. Here's Marvel versus Capcom. Now, I bought this brand new. I just put it inside this container. This is not the original container. No booklet. Now, I tried to buy the second one when it first came out and couldn't afford it way back when it first came out, and I can't afford it still. This came out in this is SNK again. This came out in 2000. Here's Street Fighter Alpha Collection. You can see I paid $14 back when it was at the used system. And this came out in 2006. And let's try our next one. X-Men Children of the Atom. And this is another fighting game that came out in 1998. And you might see I print my own pictures out and use DVD covers so I would have that's why there's no booklet to these things. Because when you get them you don't know what kind of game you're gonna be getting. And like I said, I don't really need a booklet as long as I got the game. This is Neo Geo Battle can't really read that word. But it's another fighting game. Now this got the real cover. And this came out in well never mind, this is an SNK. SNK don't give me no years. Okay, we got a handful more to show you. I just don't want to drop anything. Okay, these are the last of my games. Let's see what we got for the last one. We got the Sega Genesis collection from 2000. No year on this one, not surprisingly. Nope, no year on this one. I thought Sega would want their years on it. Looks like this. And on the back, it says you get Alex Kidd, you get many more. Can't read the other games. Here's is Capcom Fighting Evolution. So you get a bunch of Capcom fighting games. Like you get Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 3, Dark Stalker, Red Earth, and Street Fighter Alpha. This came out in 2004. And here's some pictures. And I think this came with a booklet. And this one came with a booklet too. Yep. I wonder if I think this one came with a booklet also. Yeah. Now this one did not come with a booklet. Is it a homemade picture? This is Marvel Superhero versus Street Fighter. And this came out in 1997. As you see, this is a PlayStation game. Mega Man Anniversary Collection. Where you get all the Mega Man, you get all 10 Mega Man games in one collection. Now, I used to play, I'll try to say, I played the first two Mega Mans back in the 80s when they came out. And then I hadn't played one until this collection came out. I used to there was a video game store in the 80s that I would go to rent video games. And that's the only way I was able to play Mega Man. Here's the booklet. Here's the Mega Man X collection. And it's come with all 7 games of the Mega Man X collection. Now, as you saw, I had one for PlayStation, for Super Nintendo. That was a bootleg version. That's not on this game at all. I wish I could show you more pictures, but I'm doubting that booklet going to have any pictures in it. Now, this came out in 2005, and this one came out 2003. Let's take a gander. Hey, it's got a little bit of pictures. Not much, but a little bit to show you guys. And I think it came in a booklet also. Yep. Here is X Fighter versus Street Fighter. This did not come in a booklet because this is a cover I took off the printer a long time ago. See, this came out in 1997. This is a PlayStation game, but I had it for PlayStation. The cover broke, so I just replaced it with a DVD cover. War Hero Collection. Another arcade thing. And I think some of these games was on the Super Nintendo at the time too. Let's see what the year is before I show you pictures. Oh, I know mine. This is SNK. SNK don't show years. But I think this comes with a booklet. So we got two more games to talk about. Final Fantasy, Final Fury, Found 2. There's no year to this, so I can't tell you when this came out because this is from this company. This is the rest of the video game of that collection. Our last game, Art of Fighting collection. You get all the art. You get all three games in one. In no year because this is an SNK game. Now, if you played any of these video games when they first came out at the arcade or when they first came out on the systems, leave it in the comments. Now, you see, I got a lot of fighting games and I got a lot of retro games and a lot of the arcade games. So I got a lot of 2D games, unless you count the Soul Calibur and the Tekken games. They're my only 3D games I have. Everything else is all 2Ds. Let's show this nice. Now I know they're at number five, but like I said, number five don't play any old games except 4 and 5. So when they make a system that can play two and 1 and 2, then that's when I'll buy me a new system. Now my system stopped working this year, so I can't play any of my PlayStation stuff. So I'm gonna try to go to a video game store to get this fixed if I can, and I try to look for a used version of this eBay and all that, and they want about 100 to $200 of this, and I paid. Oh, I didn't really pay. I got this for my birthday or Christmas, and this thing cost about $300 back in the days. So I don't know if I should get it fixed or get a used one, but I really want to get this fixed. This is my original, and I know there's nothing wrong with it except that I don't turn on. And I'm looking it up, and it seems like there's something in here that makes it stop working after 20 years. So who knows? The game system, the new one can't last for over 20 years. If you have a PlayStation 2, you might want to check it because after 20 years that I've read, these things stop working. So that's all my games and everything. If you had one of these things, leave it in the comments. So please like, subscribe, share, and comment, and have a groovy day with another video coming out real soon.